What glamorized career path is actually a complete nightmare. Working at a highly rated restaurant in my city, we get kids asking to stage all the time. They'll ask me how to get into the field and I try to be brutally honest. Don't get into the industry unless you know exactly what you're getting into. The fact you have to work for free before being offered a job, rather than going off experience/interview/references like most other jobs, should be a red flag. The pay increase is one of the slowest of all industries. A lot of places don't allow overtime, but you have to be prepared for service, so the expectation is you'll willingly work off the clock 20 plus hours each week. Insurance is only for management, and you won't have time to fix that nagging shoulder issue or the loss of cartilage in your knees, or the carpal tunnel, because you're almost always understaffed and can't miss work, and even the idea of it makes you feel guilty. You'll see people fall to substance abuse and depression, and may likely succumb to it yourself when the cute bartender is the only girl whose schedule makes it possible to have a normal relationship. Otherwise, you may get to see your SO once a week on your day off, if you're that lucky, or you're fortunate to already live with them and sleep next to them when you get home late and they've already gone to bed. If you get into the field young enough, you may bust your butt and make it far quickly, but then you're stuck with no marketable skills outside of cooking, and you want to go to school to get into a job with regular work/life balance and adequate pay, but then again, you're working 40 plus to pay bills. How can you afford to make time for school without moving back in with your parents? Eating out is a luxury, and your job is not recession-proof. After a 10+ hours day, you'll get home and work on new menu ideas. You'll lay in bed thinking about your prep list. How you have a BO in 2 days and you forgot to order enough proteins and have to get up early to get them yourself, or forgot to add something important to the AM prep list. You'll spend too much money on knives. And even more on post-service rounds at the bar. If you take yourself, too, seriously, it becomes all-encompassing, and 10 years later, you'll realize you've been breaking your back for less than / equal to what a fast food manager makes. May not be the case for some, but it is for most. It's not all bad. You get to play with sharp knives and fire. You can swear in 4 languages. You'll meet tons of interesting people. You'll probably be in somewhat good shape because you're constantly moving and working at a calorie deficit. I also prefer smaller owned restaurants, where you answer to just the owner and/or exec chef, rather than a big company where you have the owner, CEO, CFO, exec sous, etc., but the pay is typically lower.